Welcome to another edition of Breaking News brought to you by Source Selection Soundbites. Today we will discuss the case of Worldwide Language Resources, Inc., decided at the GAO. In this case, the agency intended to sole source a contract for bilingual bicultural advisors based on the unusual and compelling urgency exception to full and open competition. The specific reason the Air Force used to justify the purchase was the fact that the prior acquisition strategy was unsuccessful. Therefore, there was no time to conduct a competition as usually required by statute and regulation. The JNA also explained why Operational Support Services, or OSS, was uniquely positioned to provide the required services in a timely manner. The agency published an award announcement on www.defenselink.mil. The protester came against the award over 6 months after the award announcement was published. Therefore, the agency requested a dismissal. The GAO declined to dismiss the protest because the announcement was not published on the official government point of entry, which was Fed Biz Ops at the time. Therefore, the publication does not count as notice to industry. After the GAO declined to dismiss the protest, the protester argued that the sole source award was improper because it resulted from a lack of advanced planning. In addition, the protester argued that the agency failed to consider other sources before awarding to OSS, which violates the regulation to request offers from as many potential sources as practicable, given the circumstances. The Air Force suggests that its actions and the justification underpinning the sole source determination should be evaluated based on the circumstances faced by the contracting activity when it received the requirement. The agency points out that it took steps to expeditiously procure the required services. The agency also maintained that it performed sufficient market research to select OSS as the only possible option. En route to finding against the agency, the GAO determined that its prior acquisition strategy was obviously unreasonable because it tried to procure support from a contract where the services sought were not within the scope of it. Because of the agency's gross error, the GAO determined that the urgency arose from lack of advanced planning. In addition, although the agency claimed it had performed market research, the record demonstrates that it only considered OSS and its capabilities when making the decision to only solicit them for the award. Thus, the GAO concluded that other vendors were not meaningfully considered as required by regulation. Given the agency's shortcomings in terms of planning and market research, the GAO sustained the protest. Now let's address a few of the lessons learned from this protest. They include: 1. Publish the award announcement on the official government point of entry to ensure vendors are charged with constructive knowledge of the agency's actions. 2. Acquisition planning does not have to be error-free to avoid the conclusion of lack of advanced planning, but the agency cannot be careless or negligent in its planning. And 3. Even though the agency may consider one contractor the best choice, the agency is required to solicit as many sources as practicable given the circumstances. Given this requirement, the record must show how the agency considered other possible sources. In this episode of Source Selection Soundbites, we discuss the worldwide case and the sole source concepts related to unusual and compelling urgency. This concludes today's Source Selection Soundbite. If this video was helpful, hit the like and subscribe button to ensure you don't miss any new material. If you want more details on the subject, they are available on the Source Selection Answer app. It contains lectures, quizzes, court cases, sample documents, and more material that allows practitioners to quickly obtain actionable knowledge. Thanks for watching. See you next time.